A secret meeting about you ended in tears. My dear child, don't skip this moment. Stay until the end, because what I'm about to reveal will leave you speechless. A group of people gathered yesterday in a quiet corner of the city, away from cameras, away from the light, and every word they spoke was about you. They didn't meet by accident. Every face in that room had one thing in common: your name. Someone couldn't hold it in when your truth came to light. By the end, tears were falling, voices were trembling, and the secret they tried to bury for months finally broke the silence. Stay until the end. What you're about to hear will explain the strange energy you've been feeling lately. The random chills, that sense that someone's been talking behind closed doors. They were. And that meeting was never meant to reach your ears. Don't skip this. One person at that table defended you. Their hands were shaking as they said, "You don't know how much this person has already suffered." The moment your name was spoken, someone looked away, unable to meet anyone's eyes. The guilt in the room was heavy. Something big is coming, because what broke that silence wasn't anger. It was truth. A truth that had been hidden behind smiles, behind false messages, behind a plan never meant for you to uncover. But destiny always listens. It made one person cry so hard they couldn't finish their sentence. Those tears weren't just sadness. They were confession. That was the moment the mask began to slip, and someone whispered the line that changed everything. They never deserved what we did to them. The whole room froze. Now listen closely, my dear child. That's when your name echoed again, softer this time, wrapped in regret. They were no longer plotting. They were remembering. Every word, every lie, every chance they had to tell you the truth, and didn't. The one who left first, slamming the door behind them, wasn't angry at the others. They were angry at themselves. They knew that once you trusted them completely. And after last night, they realized they may never have that chance again. Something huge is shifting now. The truth whispered in that room has already begun to ripple through your timeline. People who once kept their distance will soon come forward with apologies they never thought they'd give. Those who doubted you will begin to defend you without knowing why. Don't skip this. What ended in tears last night begins in revelation today. The meeting meant to stay hidden has now set you free. And the one who cried the hardest, they're already trying to find a way to reach you before it's too late. Listen carefully. Stay with me until the end. Okay? Because what happened next will make your heart race. The person who wept in that secret meeting didn't just leave the room. They carried your name in their hands like it was the last piece of truth left in the world. Don't scroll. This is where everything changes. When they walked out, the night was cold, but guilt was burning. They tried to call someone. Your name appeared on their screen, but their courage failed them. The tears on their face weren't only sorrow. They were the realization that what was done in silence had finally reached the ears of heaven. Stay with me. The one who started that meeting thought they could twist the story, bend every memory, and turn people against you. But something unexpected happened. Every lie they told began to crumble, one by one. It was as if truth itself entered the room and refused to be ignored. Even those who once believed the rumors began to question everything. Their faces changed. Their tone softened. Deep down, they knew you were never the villain. You were the one holding everything together while they tore it apart. Listen, my dear child. The person who once betrayed you can no longer sleep. They keep seeing your face, hearing your name, feeling your absence. They realized too late that their silence, did more harm than their words ever could. That's why last night ended with broken voices and a trembling handshake. Stay with me until the end, all right? Because this story doesn't end in pain. It transforms. What was meant to destroy you has become proof of your strength. The meeting once plotted against you has now exposed every mask around you. Don't scroll. The one who left crying is about to reach out. They'll try to explain everything, but their words will shake. You won't need to say much. Your silence will speak louder. They'll finally see that what they lost wasn't attention, it was grace. Something big is coming. Something to balance every unfair thing done to you. People are whispering your name again. But this time, it's different. This time, it's filled with respect. The truth that made them cry will soon make you rise. Stay until the end. The meeting may have ended in tears, but what begins now is redemption. Your light has already started shining through every corner they once tried to darken. The same room that spoke against you will soon speak your praise. Stay with me, okay? Because this is where it gets powerful. The person who walked away from that secret meeting didn't go home. They went to a quiet place, sat beneath a dim streetlight, and whispered your name like a prayer. Don't scroll. Every word that follows carries the weight of everything they never told you. They replayed every memory, your kindness, your silence, your trust, and realized they'd been on the wrong side of truth all along. Their guilt was louder than any argument in that room. It was no longer a secret meeting. It had become a night of awakening. Stay until the end, because the one who once doubted you now knows what they lost. They told the others, "You don't understand." They never wanted revenge, only peace. And for a moment, the room went silent again. Even the loudest critics lowered their eyes. The truth had cut through every mask. The next morning, someone tried to erase the evidence. Messages deleted, calls hidden. But the universe doesn't forget. Every tear that fell that night wrote its own message, and it's finding its way to you now. Listen, my dear child, the energy around you has changed. Maybe you felt it, that sudden calm in your heart, that strange stillness after chaos. That's no coincidence. That's the moment heaven decided to return your peace. Stay until the end, okay? Because the person who left crying isn't just feeling regret. They're planning something. They want to meet you face to face, to admit what really happened in that room. They want to return what was taken, not with words, but with truth. The silence you gave them has become their mirror. Every time they see your name, they feel the sting of what they tried to hide. The truth is haunting them and transforming them. And here's the twist. The same people who once spoke against you will soon speak for you. They've realized lies don't survive long in the presence of genuine hearts. What ended in tears is now beginning in realization. Stay with me until the end, because this chapter isn't about revenge. It's about revelation. What was hidden has been revealed. What was buried has begun to rise. And before this week ends, the truth about that secret meeting will reach your door, not through gossip, but through destiny itself. Stay until the end, okay? Because this is where it all turns. After that meeting, someone couldn't hold the truth any longer. They left in the middle of the night, drove for hours, and stopped only when they realized there was no escaping what their heart was trying to tell them. Your name was louder than their guilt. Something big is unfolding behind the scenes. While you slept, messages were sent, calls were made, and certain people are panicking because the truth they tried to bury is rising like the dawn. One of them even said, "If this comes out, everything changes." And that's exactly what's about to happen. Because that meeting was never meant to stay secret forever. The one who started it wanted to twist the story, but instead, they exposed their own intentions. What was meant to break your image is now breaking their lies. The energy has completely shifted. You can feel it. Random memories, familiar faces appearing in dreams, that's the universe replaying the truth in reverse, showing you who was real and who was rehearsed. Listen, my dear child, the one who cried that night hasn't been the same since. They're quieter now, softer, more reflective. Everywhere they go reminds them of what they destroyed and who they lost. They never imagined that the one they spoke against would rise with such grace. Stay with me. It's okay. Because something is coming. Not vengeance, but justice. The truth is aligning every detail in your favor. You don't need to prove anything. Life is proving it for you. People are beginning to see who you really are, without you saying a word. That meeting, meant to erase your name, has instead written it in light. Every tear that fell that night is now becoming your blessing. The one who betrayed you is learning what it feels like to lose something pure, something irreplaceable. And here's the most powerful part.